It is Monday night once again, and here we are, right here in the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Marr. We got a great show tonight. I'm going to take you way, way back tonight, way back. But before I do, as usual, I'm going to do my little monologue of the week. First of all, I have to thank a very special guest last week, Mr. Henry Butler from New Orleans, came up here. This guy, I'm telling you, he had me in tears. This guy was so good. And Larry Blumenstein, thank you so much for the hookup with him. Larry, keep them coming. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. And Neville Chesses, thank you also. But Henry, you were, now I know why they call you America's treasure, man. You were amazing musician and gentleman. And he wanted to drive me back to New Orleans. So I was like, okay, it's fine. But thanks for the offer, Henry. But thank you. You were terrific. It was an outstanding show. I can't tell you the positive emails I got. Everyone loved it. It was great. I want to also thank Amber Ferrari, which was so gracious. We went over and saw her. She did a show for the Make-A-Wish Foundation at Bloomingdale's on Saturday. And as you know, well, Amber, you know, my grandson's in love with you. So, you know, the kids never get to go see them. So I brought my grandsons over there, and you were so gracious, and you guys sounded great. You know, of course, we wanted you to pump up the volume, but we were in Bloomingdale, so we couldn't. But you guys were outrageous. You looked great. The band sounded great. You guys are off and running, and we will be running your show from your CD release party that we were at last Saturday. Amazing band, and they're going to go a long way. Also, for anybody that cares, my band Hollow Point will be playing Saturday night over in Wantor on Wantor Avenue at the Toro Pazzo. So come on out there and listen to some really heavy-duty rock and roll. This is something I don't usually do. But I'm only doing it because I think this guy has really given so much of his own time and time from his family and everything. And I'm not, anybody knows me, I don't talk about politics. But I know a lot of Amityville people are watching today. So I would like you to throw a vote over for my man Joe Morin, who is running for the trustee at Amityville. He has... This guy has been so dedicated to the children in the town, and I have a lot of respect for Joe because he's put a lot of time. I've been doing it with them for 30 years myself, and he's just a good guy, and he's for the kids, and he's the kind of guy you want. He's not, he doesn't owe anybody anything. So give Joe Morin a vote. That's my only political thing you'll ever hear from me. So Joe, you're very, very special for me to do that. Also, I want to... just ask anybody, all my Woodstock Guru friends, from my page, Woodstock Guru, and also on the Maverick Soul Hour page with Tommy Marr. We have a petition. Please sign the petition for Yazga's Farm, my good friend Roy Howard and Gerald Ebertson that own the farm. They try. Everybody that knows the story, how they've been fighting with the town for years and getting put down. I think we got a great shot this year. But please sign the petition. You can find the petition on both of my pages, the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Marr and the Woodstock Guru page. And that's really about it for the week. So I think we're going to go to a commercial, and I'm going to take you back 50 years. I can't believe that that's coming out of my mouth, but I'm going to take you back 50 years when it was real. So hang in there, stay tight. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul with my man and my lady over here. Be right back for the big surprise. Hang in there.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best, Locksmith and Hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
We are back with the Maverick Soul right here on the Madhouse, and I have a very, very special two guests tonight. But first I have to give you a little history. My guest here, Mr. VENLO ODOM, who has played with everybody on the spectrum in R&B, and I mean even they opened for Barbra Streisand. I mean, there is nobody he hasn't played with. I mean, we'll run through that list in a little bit. But I want to take you back. I hate to say this, but I'm going to take you back 50 years ago. And it was 50 years ago.
50 years.
Day one, 4th grade, Mrs. Snook's class. And it just happened I was sitting next to VENLO. And for some reason we hit it off, and we started hanging and stuff. And somewhere through the year, I don't know exactly when, but we did everything together. We hung out in the woods, we built forts, we did everything, and in the town that we grew up in, it was like, you know, half and half, white, black, you know, but it wasn't a town that was it was everybody got along cool. Everybody, it was cool. There was no issues in it, and that's one thing that pisses me off, that town still has a bad rap, and it shouldn't, because great families both sides. It's a good town. But they came to us and said, anybody want to play a musical instrument? And I said, oh, I want to play drums. I said, I got to play drums. So I said, VENLO, we got to go play drums. He goes, I'm not playing the drums. I said, you got to come with me, man. I don't want to go by myself. You got to go do this with me. He goes, no, I'm not playing. Come on. I drag him to play. We go in and I still remember the music room was in the basement of the school in Park Avenue Schools. It's still there. And so like, I'm excited to play the drums. He could care less. And they gave us that little block of wood with a little rubber on it. And I said, no, we want to play the drums. And they go, no, you have to do this for a year. I said, absolutely not. I'm not doing this for a year. So I quit. VENLO stayed, ends up being a world-class drummer, played with everybody in the world. I mean, like I said, opened for Barbra Streisand and everything. But I just want to give a little background of our youth and how we grew up and how it should be now with people. You know, color, you know, it's get in the real world if you're still there. You have to get in the real world. And how and this was 50 years ago, which was kind of, if you think about it now, it was a little different. But I mean, I would go to his house, I'd sleep over his house, he'd sleep over my house and that.
All the time.
But the thing that was very special, and I was talking to him the other night on the phone about this, and you know, like I was a surfer boy, you know, and you know, we used to do things. We had a little gang called the Midnight Marauders. Me, him, and Vinny DiPaola.
Tommy Roston.
And Tommy Roston. And we used to play basketball. I came up with the name, the Harlem Chuckers. Yep. I didn't even know what Harlem was, but you know, we remember the black sweatshirts and the stencils. And
we made them ourselves.
Yeah, and we took on anybody. We got beat by everybody. We were short, but you know, it was cool. But the thing I do remember, like growing up, like he'd come to my house, and it was, you know, even though we lived within a half a mile of each other, there was still two cultures, you know, and like. I remember so vividly in your kitchen, and why you had a 45 in your kitchen, I don't know, but all our houses were small.
Right.
And he had a little 45, and he would sit there and play me James Brown, and we would play it over and over and over and over. And I mean, this is still to this day, and you can ask Janine, and I still do James Brown in my shows, in my rock shows, and I still got the James Brown voice. But it's from him. But I think I gave him the other side, you know, like, you know, the Beatles and the Stones and then, you know, and that's why he does go into rock and stuff.
Yeah.
He goes both ways there. I don't mean, musically I'm talking. We weren't like that. But, you know, that's not bad, you know, whatever it is. But it was really a great childhood. I loved it, and I mean, both of our parents. I mean, our mothers were friends until VENLO's mom just passed away. I was at her funeral, and I am still very sorry about that because she was what a wonderful, wonderful woman. And he also had a great brother too that passed too. But I mean, the whole neighborhood. We had the Camachios and the Stewarts, and I mean, you know, it was just
great.
It was really cool, and everybody got along. There was no prejudice or anything like that. It was just everybody was friends, and you know, sports. It was just cool. It was how the world should be today, you know. And it's. I look back at that with such great memories. I mean, I still remember that kitchen. I remember that tile floor. I can remember everything about that. I swear to God, I can. But that's how it started with me and my man over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. VENLO ODOM.
How you doing, Tommy?
And now VENLO is starting a new group called Motown and More, which there is a massive need of this because don't let Motown go. And we have one of his great singers here, Miss Janice Sigur, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Did I say that
Janice
right?
Sigur,
Good.
yes.
Okay. And she is a phenomenal singer. I mean, we couldn't, I mean, when we get in a new studio, we're going to have the whole band in there. And believe me, they're going to blow you away.
Thanks to Tommy.
And like I said, VENLO, I mean, you have played with, just run through some names of people.
I mean,
and don't be modest. I want to hear, because I want my people to know.
Tommy, I'm very humbled, you know, because a lot of it, to me, was just laid before me. You know what I mean? And it was up to me to kind of like get my act together in order so that when certain opportunities came, to be ready. Because opportunities, you know, luck, a lot of people talk about luck, but, you know, I don't look at it as luck. It's like opportunities will come. It's a matter of
being ready.
You know, you can't wait for the opportunity to come and then start to get ready.
It's weird you said that because someone just, when I was getting dressed, I don't know whether it was in them shows, but somebody just said that tonight.
Is that right?
He says everybody has a lucky day. It's just being ready for it.
Opportunity is going to come. It's going to come. Yeah. It's just a matter of you preparing yourself. And, you know, I've just been fortunate enough to have been blessed to have really good people come across my path. Yeah. You know, God has just sent good people across my path. Yeah. And that's what humbles me. Keeps me, like, really grounded because it's not, I don't look at it as something that I necessarily did. I just focused on trying to be prepared and be ready for the opportunity when it comes.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing that was great where we grew up, we did have, I mean, I'll tell you something that sticks with me, and I'm sure it probably sticks with you. I mean, remember Dowdy?
Which Downey?
Was it Cedric?
Cedric, Larry.
But remember when
Michelle?
at the student the assemblies when they would play, I could still see
talent
them
shows.
doing talent, but I could still see them in the gold shark skin suits doing the Temptations. That day is when I got sucked into the, and I actually did get to sing with the Temptations.
Oh, good for you.
I did.
All right.
Only one
Well,
song.
you know,
Only one song, which was my girl. But
Amityville has.
well, that's what I'm saying. There was a lot
of people.
even like Jackie the Tarantino brothers. You
A
know,
lot of music.
They're still going.
Actors, actresses, a lot of
Yeah.
musicians.
Oh,
Because when we were coming up, everybody was in a band.
Yeah.
If you weren't in a band, you were in a singing group,
right.
male or female.
Right.
That's just the way it was.
Or sports.
Or
was big.
sports. And it wasn't until I got into the 11th grade that I had to make a decision because we were both into sports too.
Yeah, well, I got the college
youth
club
club
years.
basketball and
But I got scholarships.
Little League baseball, but then I had to make a decision, and my decision was, you know what, I'm going to go play. I'm going to go play.
Well,
But,
you've been blessed. I mean, tell the people who you've played with. I mean, I have a list here a mile long.
You know
but
what?
I
I
don't
started off, Tommy, with a young lady by the name of Mickey Howard. Mickey Howard was a solo R&B artist. She's still working very active today. She came out of a group called Side Effect, and had a couple of big hits: "Baby Be Mine," "Come Share My Love," back in '88. And I was working at Sam Ash Music Store over in Hempstead at the time. And a friend of mine got the gig with Mickey Howard to play through a sax player we know named Melvin Wells, who eventually ended up playing with Cameo. And he asked me to car sit for him because he was going to be gone for 3 months. So I drove him down. A friend of mine, Olivia McClurkin, Donnie McClurkin's sister, may she rest in peace, she's passed away for a few years.
you played with Donnie.
Oh, yeah, Donnie. I played with Donnie McClurkin before he was Donnie McClurkin.
Well, I met his daughter at your mom's funeral, right?
His daughter? No, his niece. One of his nieces. Mickey Howard led to, when I first went out with Mickey, when I first met them, it was Mickey Howard and Phyllis Hyman. I dropped off Billy. Billy did the gig. I drove back to New York, me and Olivia, me and Peanut and I. And when I got home, I got a message saying to call Melvin. I said, well, I just left Melvin. He said, no, Melvin just called and said, call him at the hotel. It doesn't matter what time you get in. I called him. It's like 3:30 in the morning. He says, what if I told you that you had the drum chair playing with Mickey Howard starting tomorrow? Could you leave Sam Ash? I said, absolutely, I can.
See ya.
You know what I'm saying? I
See you, Sam.
Yes, I can. And at the time, the drummer was the Gap Band's drummer, Ray Calhoun. And for whatever reason, he lost the chair. I got the chair. And the first tour was Mickey Howard, Levert, and the OJs. That's how I ended up getting into all of those camps, because I toured with them for 3 years.
Right. And you played with the OJs also, right?
Yes, yes. Very, very good friend of mine, who I'm also working with now, by the name of Nathan Best. One of the most talented brothers I've ever met in my life, and very nice. He was the original. He started off with Mickey, then he went to Levert, then he went to the Jays as a musician and background singer. Then he became a member of one of the 3 OJs. And he just kind of he and I hit it off from the first time. And where he went, he always brought me along with him. And that's what I mean when I say God has just blessed me with good people in my life.
Well, I remember, now I hadn't seen Venlo in quite a few years, and I ran into you in some store somewhere, and you were playing with Tony at the time, which was
that was short, but it was cool.
I feel good.
Yeah,
that one,
that time.
And I was writing at that time, and he said to come on over, and you were recording it or rehearsing in Bayshore.
Rehearsing, yeah, we rehearsed.
And I went over, and the guy said, well, they don't even come in. So I ended up, the owner, Steve Young, actually had this song recorded. Okay. So you guys missed out on that one.
But, my bad.
But and then after that you went where How did, you know?
Well,
I mean, I know I've seen you on MTV a million times.
I started, well, the first video I ever did was with them guys.
Yeah.
Was with them.
I still see that video every now and then.
Yeah, it still pops up every now and then into the old school, into the old school mode. Excuse me. And then being with in that camp, after about 3 years, now Barry White had been, as far as playing live, he hadn't worked live in about 10 or 15 years. He had just shut down. Mm-hmm. And then we got word that he was coming back. And when I say we, I mean the industry got word that he was coming back. Mm-hmm. Little did I know, next thing I know, Levert broke up. Gerald Levert went solo, another brother that.
Yeah, that was a shame. What a shame.
And
I love that guy.
The tour became Mickey Howard, the OJs, and Barry White. So when he first came back on the scene, it was with us. It was with this tour. And this tour went for about another 3 years.
Cool.
And it was in that last year that the drummer, the original drummer, John Jr. was the conductor's son. And I always used to watch. I mean, when you're on tour like that, you watch everybody's show because you're gleaning. Yeah. You know, you're just learning. You just
suck it all in
as much as I possibly can. You know, and the tour got extended to Europe, and it was in October. And John Jr. had to go back to college. He was going to school, and his father was like, "No, you are not going on the tour. You're going back to school. We'll get somebody." You know, and they gave me the first shot because at that time, I had done some work with Levert, replacing a drummer that unfortunately got fired in the middle of a tour, and it was like baptism under fire. Well, the first gig I ever did was baptism under fire because I never played with the band until sound check. I had to learn everything in 4 days on a tour bus.
That's because I brought you to drum lessons. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little more about Barry White, Barbra Streisand, and on, and then we're going to talk to this beautiful young lady over here, too, about what she's going to be doing. So hang in there. Get yourself tight. We'll be back with the Maverick Soul right here at the Madhouse in a couple minutes.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face. Goodbye. Oh no! Power!
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Spice body spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power. Old Spice body spray can change a regular smelling man into a man who smells like power.
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chips! Power! It's me.
Ray, I don't know. Are you sure clicking this thing will get us online?
Well, try dragging it.
Faster.
You're just a mouse click away from a better way to rent movies. Blockbuster Total Access. Movies through the mail plus movies through the store. One low price.
Here's the problem. We forgot to plug it in.
Oh! Don't even think about it!
Get a free trial at your Blockbuster store or Blockbuster.com.
We are back with the Maverick Soul, and I'm sitting here with my two special guests, Mr. VENLO ODOM and Miss Janice Sigur.
Yes.
I just don't want to make a mistake. We're sitting here talking. I mean, VENLO, obviously we grew up together, and you know, he's played with everybody. Barry White. I mean, what was it like playing with Barry White?
You know what?
Barry's still good for the home, you know.
Well, you know, another.
But Teddy's,
BW.
Teddy's my favorite.
You the man. That was it was a different experience in that drums are usually always in the back of the stage.
Yeah.
With Barry, the drums are out front. The only person between me and the audience
is Barry.
No, is the conductor.
Oh, really?
Barry's off to my left. Okay, and the whole setup is like this, and the orchestra is like 24 pieces, like 8 horns.
And you also
16
you traveled the
strings.
world with the Marsala brothers too, right?
With whom?
The Marsala brothers.
You mean Winton and?
Yeah.
No. I've worked with.
I thought you did.
I've worked.
Didn't you go
with,
to Australia with one of them?
No, I went to Australia with Olivia McClurkin.
Oh,
who was Donnie McClurkin's younger sister.
I knew there was.
She sang background with Whitney Houston for. Whitney used to feature. If you go.
Well, we had T.M. Stevens on the
Whitney
show.
featured
T.M. was
Olivia.
with Whitney too.
Yeah,
somebody else was just on. Too.
She just unfortunately
Henry Butler.
She succumbed to a long battle with leukemia and everything. But she's I knew her before I knew Donnie, you know. And she used to say, "Oh, you got to hear my brother." She used to tell me, Johnny, and Stafford, because it was always about a band. It was always about music. And when we met her, I think Peanut was like 13. You know, we were like 16, so we were like, you know, the big boys. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I can sing." And when she opened up her mouth, she sang like nobody's business. And we like started trying to form things around her. And she was like, "No, you got to hear my brother, Donnie. You got to hear my brother." And he was younger. He was younger than her. He was 2 years younger than her.
Amazing. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's been amazing ever since I've known him. Tom.
Not to bring up a bad thing.
We used to go around Amityville,
at Whitney's funeral,
Babylon.
Oh.
He blew everybody away.
Oh, he's a
everybody.
He's, as they say, blessed in the throat.
You talk about throwing some tears on, man. That was the part of the show.
It was such a privilege to have. See, another thing is that I feel that the school that I came up in, and when I say school, I mean the music school, because I was surrounded with so many talented people all my life.
We were very fortunate both ways, musically and sports-wise.
Sports,
I mean,
yeah,
we had amazing athletes.
Danny
a lot
Scott,
of them took
Danny
the wrong
Cotillo,
roads.
all of those guys,
Danny
man.
Scott passed away, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he passed away.
I mean, they went to Ohio State, Cleveland Browns, you know. You know.
All right, well, listen. I'm going to give you a little treat now. We're going to run a little, what is this, a video or is it just audio?
It's just an audio sound bite.
This is, you got to understand they're just putting this act together. So listen to this song. It's one of my favorite all-time Smokey songs.
Steve Moore singing lead, man.
Steve Moore
couldn't be here
singing
tonight.
lead.
Yeah.
Check this out.
In the game, I lost
I guess everybody left the room with their girlfriends.
It's over.
Sorry, there goes the audience. Oh, well.
Just set up your night. I hope you.
Janine, come over here. Sit over on my lap over here, baby.
I just set your night up. You can take it from here.
Yeah, like Teddy said. Turn off the lights.
Light that candle.
Turn them off.
So, Miss Janice.
Yes.
How did you get involved in this project?
Well, my background is not as impressive as Venlo's, but it started out pretty interesting. You know, a lot of people would come to me and say, you know, sounds like I hear the radio, you know, and what have you. But a friend of mine approached me. His name is Chris Curry, and he used to play with Ray Goodman and Brown at one time. And, you know, we were talking about singing and what have you, and next thing you know, he calls me up and asks me if I want to open for Ray Goodman and Brown and Blue Magic, and of course I jumped at the opportunity. And from then on, I just started working with him, and I opened for Bobby Humphrey, I can't even, I'm drawing a blank here, but a few people, you know, and then I just started singing around town. Friends would ask me to come and sing at their barbecue or birthday parties, and from then on, I just said, okay, it's a done deal. Let me just.
Now, how'd you hook up with this bad boy?
I met him through Venlo through Travis. Yes.
Travis Milner.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's he? Yeah.
I have to give props.
Go right ahead.
I have to give props to my man Traviso.
Yes.
Travis Milner is a gentleman who I met, some 35 years ago maybe, at Sigma Sound Studios. I was there recording with Johnny and Stafford. We were laying tracks for this African artist named Sonny Akosa, who was huge in Africa. And Travis was in the studio with Roy Ayers. And we met at the getting water, at the water fountain. And we just started talking, and literally he invited me into his session, and we just started talking. He started telling me he's putting a band together. I ended up playing in his band, and over time, we both were blessed to be able to play with, some prominent R&B acts. Travis right now is working with Norman Brown, guitarist, smooth jazz artist. He's also working with the Temptations. Mm-hmm. He worked with Gerald Levert for 15 years, maybe up until Gerald's untimely passing. And loads of people. Travis was the one who got me hired with Melba Moore, the Manhattans.
They're great. They're still great. We just saw them not long ago. I think they opened for the OJs, I think, actually.
Yeah, and so I turned to him when putting this project together for a female vocalist. And he recommended Janice.
Yes.
Now, are you always from Long Island?
No, actually, I'm from Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, really?
Yes, but I've lived here for so long, I feel like I'm a native New Yorker now. So, yeah.
And when you opened for Barbra Streisand,
that was in Australia. I was working with a young lady by the name of Vanetta Fields, and Vanetta Fields was one of the original Ikettes from Ike and Tina Turner. She was with them from 59 to 66. So like the first 5 LPs that they recorded, she's on all of those. Wow. She went to Australia as a background vocalist with Boz Scaggs, right around when Boz was doing the Dirty Lowdown. Mm-hmm. And she liked Australia so much, what's not to like? I mean, if you've ever been there.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It's like...
Not a nice flight.
I didn't mind the flight. I slept,
28 hours?
Yeah, I slept most of the time. But talking about just like one of the world's best unkept secrets, although it's starting there, some people started to get turned on to it. Australia was beautiful. We were in on the Gold Coast, and we went over there, to do an 8-week gospel ministry. And the 4th or 5th week, we did a program at a church called Rhema Bible Training Center. And this is all on the Gold Coast, which is about 13 hours north of Sydney.
Right.
And the pastor there afterwards offered Olivia and myself a scholarship to go to Bible college there. They had a Bible school there. And in exchange, he would take care of us, put us up. We had to find work for ourselves, but they would give us housing and what have you, because the pastor there was American, and he wanted to give his church that quote-unquote black gospel thing, that because all of the churches there, the music there is based on a sound that comes out of Sydney called Hillsongs, and it's
drums, right?
Not really drums, just it's more Christian than gospel, if you know what I mean.
Right, yeah.
And some of it is rock,
right?
Excuse me, which is fine too, but he wanted to be different in that aspect.
Right.
So that's how we stayed, and then through that, I met Vanetta, and at the time, she's now a solo artist.
Right.
She hooked up with an artist by the name of John Farnham, who they call the Michael Bolton of Australia. He's Australian, but he sings that real soulful type of quality to his voice. Yeah. And she hooked up with him, stayed with him for a few years, and then she became a solo artist on her own. And through a musician friend that I met while going to Bible college there, he auditioned me, asked me to come to his flat, and it was just me, he and I, Mike Wade, keyboardist, excellent musician. It's something that he and I did a little educational thing. I was talking to you about that. And we started opening up. Vanetta at this time is like one of the larger artists that's over there.
Oh, she stayed?
Oh, yeah, she never left. She bought 3 houses over there. She never left.
Really?
She teaches, she's an excellent vocal coach, and she still performs. And she gets pretty much like every major artist that would come over there would be there for like a 2, maybe 3-week tour of Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane.
I just got asked to go to Sydney for 2 weeks for 10 gigs. And
Sydney's cool. It's like Manhattan with palm. It's like Manhattan with palm trees, but
No, I would love. Since 7th grade, I've been wanting to go there, and I could never stay in a plane.
The Gold Coast is where you want to go, though. It's gorgeous over there, man.
Rocking chairs now.
That's the time.
Really. I got a show Saturday night.
Rock on the shores of the South Pacific.
All right, so tell me, both of you tell me what. Let's hear the band. What do you got going?
What's going
what
now?
direction are we doing?
We're about to do a.
Let's do some promotion.
Yeah, we're about to do a jump off. That's going to take place in East Hartford, Connecticut, for Motown and More. And that's this upcoming Saturday, March 23rd, day after my birthday, actually. And I've gotten together with some very, very good musicians, friends of mine that I've met through the years that are here, local musicians here in New York. I got to know them when I was doing a lot of open mics when I first came back from Australia in order to get back into the music scene after being gone for a couple of years.
Well, it was funny, too. You actually auditioned for a band that I ended up being in, being the lead singer in. Brother Peach.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. When I first came back.
What was that guy's, the other drummer? I played with him at a benefit not long ago, too.
Yeah, that's when I first came back.
Oh, God. You know him. Chuck. Chucky.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember his last name.
Yeah, he took it.
But I was doing a lot of open mics just to kind of like get to know the musicians and have them get to know me.
Because one of my guitar players just wrote me an email saying, "Yeah, Venlo auditioned for Brother Peach," and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
But I did know that after.
Yeah, I used to go and just try to sit in.
Run me through your who's in this group.
Well,
and
very good musos. Let's see, guitar. I'm Dave Brown.
Played with, because I know
Dave has worked with Melba Moore. He's also worked with New Edition, I believe. I have Ray Stover, plays percussion. Ray's worked with, did a lot of reggae, like Jimmy Cliff, Ziggy Marley, Third World. Cool. He's also worked with the Commodores. I have Darryl Johnson, who's also he's a keyboard. He's an excellent jazz keyboardist in his own right. Has CDs out on himself. that are very, very good. He's also worked with Mickey Howard, Freddie Jackson.
Love Freddie Jackson.
Oh, yeah. On bass, I have Sean Whitley. Sean Whitley has worked with Melba. He's also worked with, there's a rap artist he worked with.
How many people? How many in the
It's
group?
10-piece. It's 7 musicians. I have 3 people across the front. Steve Moore, former lead singer
Who was
with,
just singing "Ooh, Ooh, Baby, Baby"?
right? Steve sang with Cameo for years. Sang and recorded with them. And I've worked with Steve from time to time on other projects. I have Janice Segura.
That's true.
All right, she's going to be my Diana Ross.
Diamond in the Rough.
Yeah, yeah. And another young lady by the name of Tanisha Gary Stickney. Tanisha has worked, she's currently she does a lot of Broadway plays. And she's also worked on the circuit with Melba Moore, Freddie Jackson, just to name a few. Wayne Davis, saxophone player, worked with BT Express, Brass Construction, a lot of the big horn bands. He's also on board. And so we're looking to, the name of the band, Motown and More, came about because the focus is Motown, and I've always think and thought in terms of a show.
Right.
From the, from way back.
Let me take over now. To all my producer friends out there, and I know you're watching, and I know there's a lot of big ones. This is a casino act. And I'm telling you right now, all you casinos, Foxwoods, Atlantic City, Vegas, all of them, this is what America needs. You can't let this Motown stuff go. I mean, not that it ever will go, but it might go live. And they need guys like this to bring this and keep it alive, because you heard the run that he just had with who's playing with who. And I mean, this is top-notch players and singers, and I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. So, I mean, if you guys are looking to have someone come in and put a professional show to bring a lot of people into your venue, this is the group that's going to do it. Because, I mean, I've known this guy for 50 years. He puts good stuff together, and it's going to be professional, it's going to be hot and good, and it's going to be a real casino show. I mean, it's not, I mean, you could get in the bigger clubs, I'm sure, but you gotta kick up some coin a little bit, I mean, we got a couple good places on the island you could play, but but like the Paramount and the Bolton Center and stuff like that, Patchogue Theater. Actually, we have a little hook out there. But please, I mean, you can get them. You guys have a Facebook page.
Yes, we have a Facebook page. We're
Motown
on
and More. That's
Motown
the name
and
of
More. Yes.
Go on the page, like the page. All my friends, please go on
Twitter
Motown
account.
More, hit a like. That's all you got to do, right?
Yeah, sure.
And, they would be glad to have you, because this is very new. It's going to happen very quickly, because these guys, I mean, they're pros. They're not, it's not going to take them a year to get together. They probably in a week you'll be, you're doing a show next week,
doing
right?
Saturday upcoming.
Wait a minute, I'm doing a show Saturday. No, that's 2 different states. But I really sincerely mean that. I mean, you guys, there is such a lack of this kind of talent, this type of music. I mean, now we lost Donna Summer, or we lost Whitney Houston, these guys are going to keep it going, and they're going to do it professionally, and they're going to honor those people. They're not going to be just some bar band getting up and making believe they're them. They're going to be the real deal. So I give my blessings. I mean, I just know him, man. And I know how good it's going to be. So, please give, actually, let me, you can get them on Facebook at Motown and More, and their manager is John Carboni,
That's him.
right?
Yes, he is.
And his email, can we give him his email?
Absolutely.
The email is JLAYNE music at, it says AT, is that ATT?
Yes.
.net?
Yes.
ATT.net.
And there's also a
And
a
you
band
can run this
email.
back and get that, because a little slow. I went to Amityville. So, are we ready to play that?
There is a band email as well. If you,
oh, yeah. Well, what
called A Tribute to Motown with the number 2 at AOL.com.
like mine, got to rock it.
There you go.
Are we ready for this other?
Yeah, now this is...
He's just got to explain this a little bit.
This is when I was in Australia working with Vanetta.
We got to do this quick because we're
I was in Australia working with Vanetta and her keyboard player, Michael, and he had an idea, and he came to me with it. And the idea was to do the multiplications, times tables, to some music. Awesome. So we laid down some tracks, and he had another person kind of like, he had Vanetta singing and had me rapping. And I'm not a rapper at all. But when I left Australia, we had everything copyrighted. So he says, listen, mate, when you get back to the States, whenever you can, see if you can get this into either to a toy manufacturer, into the Board of Education.
Well, we're going to get it to 70,000 people right now. How about that?
That's a great start. So
all right.
This is just one of the tracks.
Tom, can we play that? I'm going to steal this from my grandson, if you have it.
I can make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Say this here won't need no drive. Let us all multiply by 5. Multiply in a calypso style. And this one here me say get wicked and wild.
Is that you? That would make good. My grandson.
Once 5 is 5, 2 5s are 10, 3 5s are 15, 4 5s are 20, 5 5s are 25, 6 5s are 30, 7 5s are 35, 8 5s are 40, 9 5s are 45, 10 5s are 50, 11 5s are 55, 12 5s are 60.
Say this here won't need no drive. Let us all multiply by 5. Multiply in a calypso style. This one here me say get wicked and wild. 1 by 5 is 5. 2 by 5 is 10. 3 by 5 is 15. And 4 by 5 is 20. 5 by 5 is 25. 6 by 5 is 30. 7 by 5 is 35. And 8 by 5.
All right, that's a little taste from my man over here. And I actually don't think we had the right track up there, but that's okay. It sounded pretty cool anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm going to steal that one for that multiplication thing from my grandson.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that's a lifelong endeavor, just to get it.
So tell me what your dream is for the band.
Well, basically to
other than making millions of dollars.
My mantra is keep live music alive. Yeah, that's my mantra.
Well, that's why I do the show too.
You know, I'm blessed. When I realized the grace, because everybody I went to, no one hemmed and hawed. No one said, "Wait a minute, man, I'll get back to you." No one said, "Now let me think about it and call me." Everybody who I went to said, "Yeah, man,
I'm in."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that told me.
So the vibe is good.
Oh man, that let me know right then and there that everything was right.
And you know, I say this a lot in the
right
show,
direction with this thing.
And you know, you wonder why like bands like the Stones and you know that all these bands that the very few stay together original.
Right.
The chemistry is, you know, you can take 5 great musicians and they suck.
Yeah.
But put them in the right chemistry,
yes,
and not even great musicians, but the right chemistry.
Sure.
Amazing.
Sure.
I mean, you know.
Sure. So my goal is that, you know, we can all just make some great music together and bring some enjoyment to people, because you know, we need to keep music alive, and we need to as well as that, there's parts of the show also educate, because there's narratives.
Right.
And this music, Motown music, and the music of that era, it's timeless.
Without
It's just
question.
timeless because I've seen people, you know, our age group groove to it. I've seen
It'll
people
never go away.
that are our children's age group groove to it. I've seen people that are our grandchildren's age grooving to it.
No question.
So it's a timeless music,
it'll
and
never
it's
go
just
away.
it's a privilege and a pleasure just to be able to.
I mean, you'll be hearing
play
Marvin
it.
Gaye and Barry White and Teddy
forever.
Yes.
Forever.
for
Yes.
Yeah.
the length of the world,
Yes.
without question.
I
Where
agree.
where there are some music genres that will be gone,
Right.
but that's not one of them. And I think classic rock will be around.
And also, unfortunately, because artists pass on, those of us that have the opportunity, to me, it's still it gives us a chance, if you choose to do so, when you take that tribute route and pay homage and salute, it gives us a chance to keep them
Well, that's
going.
what I said
for the
before.
people
I mean,
who never got a chance to
give
hear
them
it.
the honor that they deserve to
Oh,
keep
absolutely.
going. But
That's always my focus.
But right.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
don't do it half-assed.
No, I don't know how to do that.
Don't get up there and do like Marvin, some karaoke
Well,
thing or something.
no. I try, Tommy, really to do things to the letter, and that's just because that's the way I was taught.
Well, I also do like the more part too, because it is, like you can jump out of Motown.
Oh
and
yeah.
do some
There's
other stuff, which
there'll be some Sound of Philadelphia music in there from time to
Rick
time.
James,
some Stax music in there from time. Some Atlantic, some stuff of that era, music of that era and that genre.
I'm doing some Wilson Pickett Saturday
Are you?
night. Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be some things like that in there.
Well, you saw my picture
From
with
time to
Wilson,
time.
right?
Yes, I did.
That's right. He's one of the greatest. I'll
Oh,
tell you. I just wish he got. I mean, as big as he was, he should have been 10 times bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
That guy was phenomenal.
Yeah, I worked with some people that were
like Little Anthony. I mean, now they're even better now than they ever were.
Sure.
And they're all original.
Sure.
Again.
Well, you know what? It's funny that you say that because the gentleman who I'm working with now, Nathan Best, that's how he became an OJ. Because when Little Anthony put the original group back together, the gentleman in the middle of the OJs, Sammy Strain, was an original member of Little Anthony and the Imperials.
I'll tell you.
So when Anthony put the band back together,
He went back.
He called all of
They
the members. He went back. That opened the door for Nathan Best to become an OJ.
It's funny. I know we're at the end of the show, but when I did meet Wilson Pickett and Little Anthony, I was in a hotel and I was in between their rooms. My room was in between them, and I actually had dinner with Wilson
cool.
Pickett and his wife, and I went to 2 of his shows, and it was the guy was just phenomenal. I mean, really. Well, we could go on and on and on and on and on, but we're going to have to wrap this up. But I promise you, they will be back in our new studio with the band live, and we actually probably would like to do, if you do a show on the island, we'd like to come and
sure.
interview the band before, during, and then afterwards. And we would love to do that with you guys. You have an open carte blanche with me anytime. You know that, my
Tommy,
man.
thanks so much,
and,
man.
Janice, thanks so much. It was a pleasure to have you here. You're a beautiful woman. And is she going to be up front? I know she's
Yes, she
gonna
will.
be up front.
She will be gracing
Gotta
the
put
front
her up
line.
front.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
once again, I hate to tell you, but we're going to have to hit the old dusty trail with the old Maverick Soul. So all you guys, be blessed. Have a great week. Have peace within yourself and be happy. And keep the music live and keep it well. And check these guys out. Motown and more. And I'm talking to you producers and club owners, big club owners. These guys are the guys you want. So we'll catch you next Monday night. Stay tight. You'll be all right. Yeah, why not?
You know the night time is the right time.